Mark, 2-0 defeat here at Barnsley. What did you make of the game?
Yeah, tough game. I thought we started the first few minutes quite well and then couldn't get too much control on stopping diagonal passes. Probably a little bit too deep or not enough pressure on the ball. Maybe the shape or the organisation of our press wasn't quite right. That led to a first goal, which is difficult. You know, they've got a brilliant record here when they go in front and one of the best defensive records in the league. So it's always tough when you go behind. And then obviously the sending off changes the context a bit. We finished the first half well after that and had some good pressure on them, and I think the overall course of the game is we've had a lot of the ball, we've had some good chances, they've had very few, but we weren't able to create enough really clear-cut ones. I think at any time if we take one of them, one from Nibs early in the second half, one late on where he slips, one Sam header, looked a threat on set plays, but we just couldn't turn any of those into a moment to get ourselves back in the game. And we changed the shape slightly at half time, which didn't really work. It's my fault, but they changed completely from what they were. Obviously went to a back four, so that opened us up a little bit. I mean, the lads hit it beautifully from the edge of the box for the second goal, but that made it a really tough afternoon after that. Had a lot of the ball, but probably lacked a little bit of penetration at times and a little bit of composure in other moments as well. So a little bit of everything within that game, and a disappointing result. Because obviously if they have a sending off at some point in the half, you feel like it's easier, but similar to when we played them early in the season and they had one and were very comfortable in the game. They're excellent what they do. We limited them really. They didn't have huge chances after the opening 20-25 minutes, but we weren't able to do enough ourselves to turn anything into a moment to take something from the game. So a disappointing result. Yeah,
probably the best part of the game for us to get that first goal was after the sending off before half time, where it felt like we were really building up a bit of momentum, and then just didn't quite happen for us in front of goal.
No, half time came probably a bit too early for us. We could have done with that going a little bit further, but time's the time. So we had good pressure in that period and had them deep. When they get a lot of bodies in their half and big team to defend their box with, it's not easy to create chances against them. I think the record suggests that this season they're one of the best teams defensively, so that makes it difficult for us, and we just lacked a little bit of guile at times and way in which we could create something. And to come and have so much of the ball, obviously they drop in and allow you to have that, but we weren't quite able to find the moments to either switch quicker or play forward faster in the moments where it was on, or little bits and pieces, a little bit of everything really in possession of where we probably could do a little bit better. I think the shape change was the difficult one for us at half time. We obviously changed with how they finished the first half in mind and how we thought the second half might look, and they came out and played a back four and made two changes at the second half, and they probably had a little bit of a run of the midfield in that little part. We left ourselves a little bit light. We were thinking of making that change, and then they got the corner that they scored from, so it was frustrating they didn't make that one a little bit sooner, because I think that could have helped the boys a little bit more with the control of the management of that part of the game. But I think when you step backwards from the disappointment of the game and say these are tough ones to take points from, but you want to try and take something from it. We took a point out the last two games, and we know that the next batch of games is really important for us, so we've got to get ourselves freshened up and ready to go for Tuesday night.
Yeah, it was sort of similar to the reverse fixture, wasn't it, in terms of Barnsley getting a man sent off and us with the emphasis with all the ball trying to break them down, and just too stubborn and not quite enough penetration or guile, like you said, in that final third.
No, exactly. I mean, they're brilliant at it with 11 and with 10. Obviously, they're very athletic, very big side, and very well trained in that sense. I mean, not a lot about how they played the game surprised us, but being able to either cope with it in the early stages in terms of the forward play and forward runs, or break down that really stubborn defence and block was proved difficult for us. I thought at any moment, had we not gone the second one behind, it becomes a harder game to chase. But even then, we had some good periods where we had one or two good chances, and had we taken one of those with 10-15 minutes to go, anything can happen obviously in the game, but we weren't able to do that. So it turns out to be a frustrating afternoon for us, but one we have to learn from very quickly, and we've got a very quick turnaround now of a lot of games coming up in the next fortnight.
Yeah, next week was always going to be a big one with two back-to-back home games. I guess today's result maybe punctuates that a little bit more.
Yeah, maybe, but it doesn't really change the picture at all. We know the number of wins that we've got to try and get. We know the results that we need to try and chase. I think we're capable of getting them against anyone, but we weren't miles away in that game today at all from getting something from it. Just certain moments that we didn't manage or it ran away from us in made it a harder game. But we've shown last week against the top teams we can be really competitive. We've shown today we can. That's a very, very balanced game with very few chances on our goal. So we're certainly looking at a stronger and more organised team in that sense, but we probably opened it up a little bit, and then we just lacked a little bit more that creativity and quality to give people what they want, and that real emphasis in the attacking third of the pitch. But that'll come, and we obviously made some changes as the game went on to save 1 or 2 for Tuesday, to give a few some game time that haven't had it recently, and some of them came on and gave us a nice burst and energy as well. So that was good, because I think we're going to need everybody over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, finally good to see Brandon back out on the pitch after what's been a really difficult year for him personally.
Yeah, it has. It's been a long time out, so any time we can try to build him up, that will be important, because I'm sure over the coming weeks we'll need everybody. So good for him, good for Shiloh, good for others that have come on and maybe not played so much recently. We wanted to save Joey a little bit now with Tuesday in mind and just get an extra runner high up the pitch. We wanted to save Diggers being on a yellow card, and already given 3 fouls off since that. So we needed to be sensible in that situation, but it wasn't to be in the end. We couldn't quite find a moment to turn that game really in our favour and get the momentum that we needed.